So hello and welcome to the Happiness Telesummit. My name is Erica Glessing and I am your host, and I have a beautiful guest with me today, Sylvie Olivier. She's a best-selling author 3 times over now. How amazing is this? She wrote a beautiful piece in this brand new book, and it is fabulous, on the expansion of your golden heart. And I just could talk about Sylvie's work in the world and helping you expand your golden heart. But I'm going to let her just start us out with, how is connecting to your heart and expansion related? And then just tie that in a little bit to joy and happiness.
Thank you so very much, Erica. I'm so happy to be here with you. And I had the privilege to, as you just said, to co-write 3 books with you. And in each one of these books, I've shared a little bit of what I do with Golden Heart Wisdom. And now with this new expansion one, my life really took off in every aspect of it. That's really, really, really awesome. And you know what, Erica? Each time that you asked me to be part of the book, you allowed me to go deeper and to receive more from the universe, to put it back. So to allow more people to come into contact with what I'm already experiencing. So thank you so much for that. And what I can share about the difference when you allow yourself to go into your golden heart. First, let me explain a little bit what I mean with the golden heart. It's this tiny sacred space of your heart where you can access the divine essence like that. It's quite easy and simple. Instead of trying to figure things out with the mind, when we go into contraction without even knowing it, and we become stressful, and even the body contracts itself, and we can feel the emotions that are crystallized in the nervous system, even though we don't know they're there. We feel that, you know, we are constricted. And when we allow this connection to the heart, it's easy, it's graceful, and it's plenty of expansion that is allowed to go there. It's quite the difference. Of course, I still use my mind. You know, we are intelligent, we are smart, but we are not narrowing the opportunities, because in the mind, it's what we've learned, and in the heart, it's everything that is possible. We allow it to become manifest.
Well, you know what's interesting? What's showing up for me as I listen to you speak is that while we're like jumping right into this beautiful brand new best-selling, #1 best-selling book, I feel like there are some pieces of the energy of receiving that I feel like if you went through the decoding that you teach in this book, I'm almost feeling like we would love to have that. And what Sylvia teaches in this book is called the cycle of creation. And so I almost feel like we're jumping into expansion, and it's possible perhaps that some of the messages from receiving, if you wanted to give people kind of a snapshot into that, and obviously I could learn from you forever, so I'll just keep you on as long as I can, but for now, if you want to just go through this, because I feel like you really break down that space of creation, which almost feels like a foundation that will allow this.
Yes. Well, you know, even in the energy of happiness, the first one, I share about the 6 universal codes of Golden Heart Wisdom. This is the basis, the platform where we can go from the mind to the heart, because the mind wants to understand. So these, if you allow me, I will go very briefly with each one of them, and I will step into the energy of receiving. So the first universal code is Golden Heart Essence, Gifts and Purpose. This is the platform. So we connect with the essence, and we allow the universe to love us and to cherish us. So the second one is Golden Heart Wealth, Abundance, and Opulence. But we are not looking for it. It comes to us when we are connected to the first one. The third one is golden heart cocooning, beauty and harmony. It's when we allow the universe to come inside of ourselves, and we allow to be taken care of with the best of the best that the universe has to offer us. The fourth one is golden heart playfulness, lightness, and laughter. So we have fun in life. We don't have to work hard to get there. We are in this lightness and laughter. The fifth one is golden heart presence, show up and enjoy. So we know that opportunities are coming our way. Even though we don't understand why, we say yes and yes and yes. So the universe knows what is best for us. And the sixth one is golden heart living, ultimate lifestyle. So once we've allowed the six of them to come into our life, that they've been activated, life is so easier. And that brings me to the second book that I wrote with you, The Energy of Receiving. So many people ask me, how do you do that? How can you write a book or create so many things at the same time? And I didn't really know how to answer them except to tell them that, well, I connect and I allow the receiving. Thank you. Yes, this cycle of creation, when I received it, it became clear that I was able now to really to share that when I receive an inspiration, the first quadrant, I'm open. I receive and I receive and I receive. And I let it decode itself. It's like becoming aware of what the creation wants to manifest through me, instead of me trying to figure it out with the mind. So the receiving, the decoding brings to the sharing. So now I can share it with people. And the last one is the dancing part. When we dance it, it became manifested. So we have the books, we have the programs, we have life, you know? Yes. So this
Call up happiness again, Sylvie, because I don't have that one at my desktop.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, it becomes real. It's manifested. So we have the happiness. I also have the receiving with me, so you have it, and I can't wait to receive the expansion. But yes, you were right that this is really the platforms for people to really open the mind to receive more, to be able now to connect to the heart, which is the platform that will give you anything in life. Your heart will give you everything. But with the mind, we want to control. And when we want to control, because this is what we learned, we are narrowing and contracting. And the universe cannot bring us all the gifts that are waiting for us. But when we allow ourselves to open and to connect to the heart, we are in expansion. And just to give you a glimpse of what is possible, many years ago, before I start doing this kind of work, I came with my two daughters at some point when I had only $30 for grocery for 3 weeks. So I was really in a contracted way. It was stressful. It was very hard for me to even sleep because I didn't know how I was to feed my children the next day. So it was really this contraction mode. So I have so much compassion for people when they are there. And now, recently in January, I wrote a check of $30,000 for 3 weeks in a beautiful villa. Can you imagine? And it's kind of weird. The universe used these numbers plus $30 for 3 weeks for the grocery that I had in my pocket. And now I was able to write a check of $30,000 for 3 weeks for this outstanding villa. And it's not about the money per se, because money is another form of love. It's about the expansion. It's about me allowing the universe to love me, to cherish me, to honor me, to nurture with the best of the best. And when I did that, I allowed other people to come in because, of course, I opened it and some clients came with us. They had such a great experience of expansion that their life shifted when they come back as well. So this is the power of connecting with the golden heart and to connect with and to allow expansion. Because in the third one, the expansion book, I share about the 9 principles. It's kind of different than the 6 universal codes speak more to the mind. The 9 principles speak directly to the heart and to the essence. So we know that we are whole and complete. Yes, go ahead.
I feel like I want to share that in Sylvie's road that she's traveled, from being a mom with just so little, and one of her children got sick at one point, and she had so much going on, and she's shifted her entire life. But I think what I feel more from you is like this giving back spirit that you have. You have such a generosity of spirit. It's like, yes, people can come to you and learn these tools. And yes, you know, they'll give you money and you will teach them these amazing tools. But your spirit is so generous. It's like there's just something about that. So maybe just share like the role of, it's just something you are. Like, tell us a little bit about being in that place of generosity of spirit as opposed to being in that place of fear, stress, worry, nervousness. How am I going to make it? I have so much to give to the world. How do I let it out? You know, how do I trust my vision? Those are some of the things that are showing up for me as I listen to you speak.
Yeah, you know, the difference between, at first I needed to have faith because I didn't trust myself. After, I was able to trust myself, but it was more the trusting of I need to make things happen because I absolutely want to share this with humanity. I'm here to assist humanity as a whole, and it was in the hard way that I was trying to. So, and you know, a very small amount of people benefited from what I was sharing with them. And when I really connected to my golden heart and to the essence of who I really am, all of a sudden, this expansion came. And people came from all over the world. And I have many programs that I give for free because I remember what it was. When I had $30 for the grocery, I wasn't able to pay for a program. So I continue that in this way. People can have plenty of things on the website, and I will continue to do that. So this is probably what we're talking about. And on the other side, I also allow myself to receive money. So many people and a lot of women, we struggle with that because we want to give to the whole world, and of course, but it's also important to receive from the whole world as well. So it's like this dance, this universal dance of the cycle of creation that you showed earlier. You receive. So I receive inspiration, I let it decode it, I share it, and we dance it. Whether it's a program that I give for free or a program that people will pay even a couple of $1,000s, it doesn't matter. It's really this, you know, the beautiful rose that you can see at the bottom is the symbol of the essence. So when you're connected to the essence and you allow your heart to be wide open, you will give and you will receive, and it will be the same thing. And as women, a lot of time, because of the children, we give, and all of a sudden we receive a little bit, we allow ourselves to receive that much. But when we allow the universe to gift us with everything that is asked to offer, this is when the real expansion take off.
That's just a perfect segue into expansion. I love it. Thank you so much. I think my vision for expansion was interesting because what started to happen to me through working with people like Sylvie and being in their presence and learning from them, and I'm always learning from Sylvie. I want everyone to know this about Sylvie. She's a brilliant teacher. Is my life started to expand beyond anything I had conceived of. And then there was a place, and I have to admit, I'm still there, of expansion where there's this freaking out.
Yeah.
And so part of the book, of this vision of this book, and the Happiness Telesummit at this point as well, as we let everyone go out in the universe with all our beautiful gifts through the summit. You're my grand finale interview. I wanted to just say what happens when we do start to expand, and how do we get around some of the ways that our brain and everything starts to kind of go, oh my gosh, don't get that big. Or the people around us go, oh my gosh, you're changing, I don't know who you are. Or your children are like, I don't understand, you know, how can you be so happy? So maybe just take us into your practices with expansion now, babe.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. You know, when we are in the third quarter of, when we are in the womb of our mother, we start to have like what I call a very thin layer of lead, because we need to prepare ourselves to survive and to be loved. So we came into the world, and the 7 first years of our life, we were programmed like patterns. So these patterns came into the mental archives at the base of the skull, and the emotions that are related were in the nervous system and in the glands. So they brought memory, they created memory. And these memories, every time that someone push on the right button, they will come to the surface and bring the whole event. And what we do is to allow people with alchemy to dissolve these patterns, these memories. So instead of staying stuck with them, the mental archives and the emotions, when they are dissolved, we don't freak out when beautiful things come into our life. But, you know, we are very compassionate with ourselves and with all the people that we assist, because when we allow very high frequency to come into the body, of course the lower frequency will come to the surface to be dissolved. So there's this short amount of time when we can freak out or think that we don't deserve it, or we judge ourselves, or we allow others to judge ourselves. But it's like this ego part of who we are. This is not who we are in the essence. So we are always coming back to the heart, because the heart never freaks out. It's always the mind. But in a very gentle way, it's to come back to the heart, and just to put our hands on the heart and to breathe in and breathe out, will allow ourselves to connect with the heart much more easily than if we stay here in the head. So there's many tools that are really easy and simple to use to come back. But breathing is really, really awesome.
So I understand you've created a telecall series, and I'm really interested in hearing about that and what that feels like and looks like if my Happiness Telesummit listeners are open to taking this to the next level in their lives.
Yeah, you know, in fact, you're the one who brought the idea into doing something with the 9 principles, because usually I do many teleclasses and seminars around the 6 universal codes, and when you brought that up, I said, this is really smart. So we started to create something around the 9 principle, where you know you are whole, complete, and perfect as you are, and you know that you are abundance in all its forms, so abundance will come into your life. So in the 9 principles, it will be a 9-week teleclass plus 2 weeks of bonus because we will be traveling in Europe during this time. But we will make sure to bring all of you with us in the energy so you can benefit from this expansion as well. So it will be the 9 live teleclasses will be 90 minutes where everyone can interact with us and bathe into this universal space of pure love. Just to bathe into this space already started the releasing of all patterns, of programmings, of beliefs, of emotions. And of course, every time someone interacts directly with us, it will assist the whole. So we are very, very excited to bring this because it will be the first time with you guys that we will experience the 9 principles. Yeah.
That's so amazing.
That's really cool. Yeah.
I love it. Okay, so tell me, okay, so if I'm in my heart,
yeah,
and I'm feeling a lot of expansion, I'm having a lot of ideas crystallize, my experience now is time shifts completely.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about that, because I watched you create your San Martin event in like crazy speed.
Yeah.
You materialized it. It was like, oh my gosh, it's full.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about that, what you notice in that, what happens when you are on fire like that.
Yeah. Well, it's really what I share in the energy of receiving book. It's I received the inspiration and the universe brought the exact villa that we needed. You know, I was working on my computer and I never click on the ads. You know, this is not really what I do. But I saw the ad and said, oh my God, this is so beautiful. So I clicked on it and I just knew it. It was the villa for the event. So I've said, all right, yes. So universe, show me what's next. And next, I was able to talk directly with one of the owner. And, you know, it was so open. And usually he told me, no, we don't do this, and do this. But, all right, I will do it for you. And I said, oh, yes, that's awesome. And I'm completely open, and I don't need, at this point when I'm creating something, I don't need to see the big picture. I let the universe show me the way, every step of the way. So after that, after we settled and we said, yes, we registered, and the 3 weeks that I needed were available. The only spot that was available
Wow.
it was the 3 weeks. And I said, oh my God, this is so beautiful. And after that, we shared it with people because we had 3 weeks. With the first 2 were in French and the last one was in English. And people came because it's an invitation from the heart. We create intimacy with the heart, with the people, and they feel it. They feel it, and they told us, I don't know why, but I absolutely needed to be there. I knew it deep down. So this is really the highest way of using expansion with Golden Heart Wisdom. So I received the inspiration. I let it decode it itself. So I wrote a couple of notes. That's it. And the sharing part is, of course, I had to take the phone and call the owner. But everything was so easy. And, you know, we are still in a relationship because
Didn't he invite you to stay then or something, you and your husband?
Yeah, that was something. You know, yeah, of course, we were there for 3 weeks. We paid for 3 weeks, and we were supposed to leave on the Friday. And we worked hard, you know, and during the Friday, the Thursday night when everybody left, I said to my husband, oh, I would have loved to spend the weekend with you alone here. It would have been awesome. And, you know, you looked at me saying, yeah, but we, you know, with $30,000, we won't put another $3,000 for the weekend. And I've said, well, let me just send an email to Jack, the owner. And I told him how much we loved it, and all the guests and our clients, they adore the villa. And I just asked, would it be possible for us to stay for the weekend? But I didn't know if and what it would cost us to do that. And a couple of minutes later, he came back saying, "That's fine. You can stay for the weekend. It will be a great pleasure, and we will move," because some people were supposed to come in, their guests. They moved them onto the Monday for us to have the whole villa for ourselves. And they send a driver for us, and they pay a beautiful a beautiful dinner for us by the sea. It's really awesome when you say yes to expansion.
Oh my gosh, that is so beautiful, Sylvie. Thank you so much for coming to Happiness Telesummit. I'm so joyful. I'm so joyful to invite everyone to Sylvie's 9-week class. It's 90 minutes per week on Golden Heart Wisdom and expansion and stepping into your heart wisdom. And just like, what could be better than this? Oh my gosh. Come play with Sylvie.
Ooh, have fun.
Yeah. Mwah. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Erica. It's always a blast when I'm in her presence. Thank you so much.
Thank you.